Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and checking out your boy, P-Funk, Thinking Right. Out here in the lab, in the cold, but I don't care because I can deal with the street background noise, but I'm out here doing what I do for you. Let's go. Alright, today, writers in 25 rules to live by, storyteller, story with a message of the story, for life. These are life lessons. I'm getting it to you. And you tuning in and receiving them, I appreciate you. Let's go. Right thinking mission is to enlighten you, inspire you, educate you, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. It's important. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal as a right thinker toward spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's a question in life that we should all understand and have an answer to. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they even know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not but knows that they know not is simple. I teach them. Tune in. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, dangerous, I avoid them. Trust me. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. It's okay. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I can wake you up. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my be true. We've been going good with the spiritual concept, so on that note, I'm going to keep it going. Why? Because I really want you to get the concept and understand that you can be as spiritual as you want, but if you don't put no work in, you will get no result. Okay? Classic, reap what you sow. Let's go. Right thinkers, on that note, let's talk about spiritual awakening. The concept, the understanding, the view. That's all I hear now. 4 or 5 years ago, I was the only one talking it. That's not here there. I gotta get it in. But I've been trying to get y'all spiritually awakened for the last 4 years. It's okay. It's starting to catch on. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna stop. So let's go. To become spiritually awakened, it means you got it. You figured it out. Eureka. The light goes on. Ding. It makes sense. You can't make sense out of superstitious BS. Knowledge is given information that's useful, that can do something, that can produce something. I know it's heart and mind coherence. Remember, spiritual is a feeling. It's an instinct. Knowledge, that means the heart feels, the mind thinks. They have to work together. That's the key. That's the aha moment. That's the awakening. Now let's get some education going here, because teaching is what I do. When your mind comes into connection with the heart, that's harmony. That's called heart-mind coherence. Now you're functioning from the godly state and the manly state with understanding. If you just running around thinking because you got knowledge that you all proud and proud, no. If you running around fanatical because you're spiritual, you just, oh God is great, oh God, without understanding, see, they don't go together. You gotta put them two together. Get that smart guy who thinks he's so smart. Connect him with that fanatical guy who got spirituality just running wild. Now you got something. You got your boy. Alright? Knowledge gives you information you use to better yourself. Not a whole bunch of rigmarole that don't mean nothing. I respectfully understand, know the circumference of the earth and the depths of the ocean. That's knowledge, but that don't help you one bit. Respectfully. So that's knowledge I don't subscribe to. I keep telling you, I can do academia with knowledge of God. Spiritual knowledge, meaning self-knowledge, meaning knowledge that you can live with, meaning that you can manifest and produce something with this knowledge that I'm giving you. I use it. I know it works. Everybody else is selling the same product, packaging it different. whatever it is, but it's all about you knowing yourself. But you have to have somebody to teach you. You have to be willing to learn. Teachers no good without students. Students won't be students unless they get a teacher. If you run around thinking you know, you're never going to get there. I'm just saying, let me move on. All right, here you go. I'm rolling. What does being awakened mean? A lot of us, what you mean by being awakened? I'm what? How did I wake up? I'm awoke. Ignorant. Awakened means I've been studying for over 30 years. But when I studied, I learned, I lived what I learned. It's called manifesting things that you think, that you hope. No, once you manifest them, you know them. Having knowledge of self gives you that. Ignorance of self-knowledge is being considered asleep. Conceptually, that's why the awakening is if you're ignorant to your spiritual self, you're spiritually dead or metaphorically asleep. Asleep means you can be awakened. I call myself the spiritual alarm clock. That's what I want to do. Wake you up spiritually with knowledge of self. That's how it's done. Obtaining self-knowledge, aka spiritual knowledge, is waking up. Sorry about that, but I'm not in my lab. I can do this. I ain't gonna worry about nobody. Yeah. All right, let me calm it down because To be awakened means you're aware of who you are. You become conscious of God in you, and you are, and God becomes one. Heart, mind, anointed, nihas, enlightenment, nirvana, mukti, all this, whatever you call it, spiritual enlightenment, reaching that seventh round on the chakra, understanding who you are becomes important because now you live in a whole different state of mind. You become spiritual. You become godlike in your actions in the flesh. Spiritual awakening comes when? It comes after you become spiritually awakened with knowledge of self. Somewhere along the line, you will have to start to learn. Read, listen, whatever it is you do to get your education, you have to do that. Because opening your third eye is obtaining knowledge of self and living right on a day-to-day basis. It will happen. The rate it does is up to individual. That's on you. Right thinker's goal is to reach self-mastery, aka spiritually awakened, reaching that point where I know who I am. To reach that state we call nihas. Christians call it Christhood, okay? Haruhood, ancient time, but it's all the same thing. Whatever you call it, I keep saying, I could care less what the name, but I'm more interested in the result. For every individual, that's what it's all about, okay? That's the concept. That's right thinking philosophy. What works for you may not work for me, but if it's working for you, that's what you do. I do what works for me. I figured that out. I know the way I became awakened was after putting in the work. Reading, thinking, comprehending, understanding, that's fine. But if you don't implement it, it's all a waste of time. I've been dying to let some of this stuff out. Why? But I accumulated. I spent the time doing it. Somebody got to get this. I appreciate you tuning in. All right, here you go. Right thinking philosophy is all about waking up spiritually with knowledge of self. I'm giving you aspects and characteristics of your personality and God aspects and philosophical forms, mythological stories, allegorical stories, but it's all about giving you a message that you can understand, comprehend, and use to better yourself. Spiritual awakening is coming into God knowledge. Right thinking professes that on a day-to-day basis. I know if you learn your life lessons and you live them daily, things will happen and you will appreciate it. That's what it's all about. You have all the power to be your best self. Right thinking philosophy just gives you the opportunity with the information and the tools to do just that. Some of us want to be, but we might not know. I understand. I got you. Daily practice of right thinking, or what I call spiritual discipline, is a way of life. I had to conduct and control myself in a certain manner. Now, at this point in my life, I don't have no problem doing it. I'm getting better at it. So yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it worked. I tell you, put in your work, because I put in mine every day. I'm putting it in right now. This is for later time. I'm doing this because this is what I do for you. Okay, I gotta be prepared. I gotta get ready. So I do this when I can. That's what I'm in the lab creating right now for you. All right. You can't obtain spiritual awakening without putting in the work. Thinking, hoping, wishing don't mean nothing. You won't get physically fit if you don't go to the gym. You can't get spiritually awakened if you don't put no studying in. Gaining spiritual knowledge is how you wake up to know thyself. The whole goal for right thinking is to do just that. You need to know who you are. I'm gonna help you out with that. That's what I do for you. All right, let me wrap this thing up again. I appreciate you. All right, learning right thinking philosophy is cool, but living by the rules that you learn, that's how it will work for you. Right thinking philosophy is spiritual information you can live by. I've been doing it for years. I can tell you, I'm doing better. I'm showing you. This is what I do, okay? My pastor tell me, whenever you need a prayer, you call me. Why? Because that's what I do. I love that, because if you need the right thinking information, I got it for you. Trust me. All right, my spiritual awakening changed my life for the better. I've been doing this ever since. I'm just not adamant as I was in the beginning. I look at some of my old tastes and say, boy, you was off the hook. And yeah, the people who've been rolling with me, I appreciate you. I know y'all seeing the growth and y'all been rolling with me. Again, I appreciate you. Last one. If you want spiritual awakening, you can just become a right thinking. Follow your board. I do it for you every day. That's what I do for you. I got some more. Tune in.